Good morning. This is Schoology Basics, and today we're going to talk about filling in the blank questions. So, as always, we're simply in test number one, which is our little prototype for going through quizzes, and I'm just going to add question, and this time filling in the blank. So, moving down to filling in the blank, once again, we are given the exact same box that we've been through this entire process, a space for you to put your question. Now, there's a slight difference with filling in the blank with the other ones in that when I'm writing this, so the force of, and in this case, I'm going to talk about the force of gravity being the weakest of our forces, the force of, and now I'm going to place in an underscore. As you can see down below, a new blank came open that says answer 1. The force of gravity is the weakest of all forces. Period. The nuclear strong force is the, all right, let's change that up. Let's actually do it this way. I'm going to redo it. The blank force is the strongest force. Okay, so in order, I have one underscore here. The very first underscore is associated with answer number 1. The second underscore is associated with answer number 2 here, blank 1, blank 2. And then the third underscore is for blank number 3. So that means that this last one, where I have two underscores next to each other, are actually this blank for the first one and this blank for the second one. Now, as you can see, there's an add answer below. If I click on that, it gives me the opportunity to put in multiple possible correct answers. Now, there really is just gravity as the weakest force. So I would have gravity as my choice here. But had I created a question that could potentially have multiple answers to that, I would put the other answer there right over here, and it would simply go through the list and find the correct answer, or find if that answer is on that list. So there is no answer 1, answer 2. There's an answer, and if that answer that they filled into the blank is corresponding to any of these answers, it counts it as a correct answer. So in this case, I just want gravity. I'm going to have remove an answer so that only gravity is an answer. I don't want a blank there. And then in this one, we said this is the nuclear strong force. So, oh, something's wrong with my, there we go, my keyboard. So nuclear strong force here, and if I needed to, I can add more. And then this is going to be the strong. Now here's the difference here. I'm in a little bit of a conundrum here. Because these are two next to each other, it is as acceptable to say nuclear strong as it is to say strong. Unfortunately, that configuration would allow somebody to answer this as the strong force, the nuclear force, as and get full credit for it. That's just the way in which I structured that question, so keep that in mind when you build it. But it is as acceptable in this case to say nuclear strong as it is to say strong nuclear. But it is not acceptable for nuclear. But there is no way in the software to say only tie the second answer in blank 2 to the second answer in blank 3. It's just the way in which the software is built. Now, I can once again give partial credit, giving credit for some of the answers. I can give them a word bank, so I can give them a series of words that potentially could fit in there. This is a great idea because it removes any kind of random answer that a kid could give you. So if you said gravitational instead of gravity, if my word bank only had the word of gravity and they used the word gravitational, I wouldn't feel the least bit remiss to give them 0 credit for that. There is a case sensitive too, if you want to make sure that they give it in case sensitive answers. I don't in this case. And then timed, obviously. So, and grade, as you can see, in this case, I probably would give them 3 points. But that's building a fill in the blank question. Now, the underscores just represent the space in which they're going to put in their answers. And it actually gives you the space there, so they have to type in there. It doesn't look like this when the kids look at it. Anyway, like I said, this is filling in the blank for Schoology Basic. We will move on to the next type of question.